Hello and welcome back to some good old-fashioned moronic entertainment. I'm the O.M.G, and today we're not talking about gods and cults. We're talking about two guys who might as well been one. Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal. 3 championships hanging in the rafters. A duo so physically dominant it was just plain unfair. For 3 years, they owned the entire NBA. They were an impossible problem, leaving a trail of broken teams crying in their wake. Their reign was so absolute, it felt like it would go on forever. But didn't. Their story, one of the most insane in sports history, didn't end with a final buzzer beater. It ended with a legendary beef that tore the whole thing down from the inside. The feud, the headlines, the trade. It's the biggest what if that haunts an entire generation of basketball fans. The pain, the big question mark for every Laker fan out there. The dynasty that should have kept on rolling. But what if it never happened? What if they just squashed the animosity? What if in that summer of 2004, Shaq and Kobe told their egos to shut the hell up and decided to finish what they started? What if they stayed teammates forever? We're about to weave you that tale. We're diving headfirst into the alternate timeline starting in that fateful 2004 offseason to see the chaos that would follow. We're here to see how the whole damn league would have been twisted and broken by their non-stop bullshit level dominance. This isn't just about a few more rings. This is the story of the dynasty that would have changed the NBA forever. Our tale begins where the real one died. Right after that painful ass whooping they took from the Detroit Pistons in the 2004 finals, the tension between Kobe and Shaq was at an all-time high. Phil Jackson was out. In our world, this was it. The Lakers chose Kobe and Shaquille O'Neal got shipped to Miami, shattering the league's most feared partnership. But in our timeline, something else goes down. In the middle of the chaotic offseason, a meeting happens. A final, no bullshit, lock the doors conversation between Kobe, Shaq, and the front office. Jerry West is probably there because you always listen to Jerry West. The ultimatum isn't him or me. It is, are we trying to win or not? They air it all out. The egos, the public jabs, all the bitching. And they agree. They agree to a new plan. Kobe gets his bag, that fat contract extension he wants. Shaq, in return, gets the promise that they'll keep building around both of them. And most importantly, they convince Phil Jackson to come back. Not a year later, right now. Because he's the only guy in the world who can babysit these two grown-ass men. Trade demands, gone. The headlines, stunned into silence. The beef is put on ice. They're running it back. The rest of the NBA, who saw their chance, just watched the door get slammed in their face. The message is clear. The throne is still taken. So, the 2004-2005 season starts, and the vibe is completely different. Instead of Shaq smiling in a Miami Heat jersey, he's lining up with Kobe in LA. And they have one job, make everyone forget they got humiliated by Detroit. Phil Jackson comes in and immediately restores order. He redraws the lines. Shaq is still the anchor, the monster in the paint, but the offense now fully accepts that Kobe is an ascending to godhood. It's less of a rigged system and more of a you pick your poison and you die either way kind of attack. The regular season is just a statement. The Lakers don't just win, they punish people. Kobe, with his new contract and no more drama, has one of his most efficient seasons ever, putting up close to 28 a game. Shaq, motivated by the fact they almost got divorced, is a monster, 25-12. Just reminding everyone he's still the biggest, baddest dude on the planet. The Lakers cruise to 64 wins, easily the best record in the West. And here's the first big ripple. You know how Steve Nash won his first MVP in our reality? Yeah, that doesn't happen here. Sorry, Steve. The Suns are still good. They're fun to watch, whatever. But they're completely overshadowed by the Lakers' death machine. The MVP award in our moronic simulation goes to Kobe Bryant, his first. a clear sign that he's now the co-pilot of this unstoppable spaceship. Shaq finishes third. Playoffs start, and the Lakers are just a buzzsaw. They get to the Western Conference Finals to face Steve Nash's Suns. It's a cool clash of styles. The Suns run like crazy. The Lakers just punch you in the mouth. Amari Stoudemire is great, but he's no fucking answer for Shaq. The Suns steal a couple of games, but in Game 6, Kobe delivers a fourth quarter masterpiece, and that's all she wrote. So they're back in the finals. And look who it is, the Detroit Pistons, the rematch. But this ain't the same fractured, tired Lakers team from last year. This is a focused, pissed off unit. The Pistons' great defense now has a choice. Double Shaq with Big Ben and Rashid, fine. Kobe gets to go one-on-one with Tyshawn Prince. Good luck with that. Shift to stop Kobe, now Shaq gets to eat. It's a tough series, but the Lakers just have too much. An engaged Shaq is an impossible problem. Kobe just picks the team apart. Lakers in 5. Dominant, angry, their 4th championship. The Finals MVP trophy is the real test. Kobe was amazing, but Shaq's impact, averaging 26 and 14 while just bullying the entire Pistons front line, was undeniable. The award goes to Shaquille O'Neal, his 4th. Kobe's right there celebrating with him. Unity, the dynasty is back. As the next season starts, the league is in a full-blown panic mode. How the hell do you beat this team? This was the year Dwayne Wade and Shaq won the title in Miami in our world. That's erased from history now. Wade's still a stud, but without Shaq, the Heat are just another pretty good team. The Lakers, meanwhile, are playing with that prime dynasty swagger. They're the villains, and they love it. Kobe, now with an MVP trophy, takes his game to another dimension. This is when he averaged a stupid 35 points a game in our reality. In this timeline, with Shaq still demanding all the attention, he's around 32 a game. But his efficiency is just insane. He is the deadliest man alive with a basketball. Shaq, who's 33 now, starts to change his game. He doesn't need to be the guy anymore. He's the strategic nuke you drop to break the defense. His presence alone is what makes the whole thing work. He's still a casual 20 and 10 guy, and under Phil, he's more focused than ever. Lakers finish with 65 wins. Kobe Bryant wins his 2nd straight MVP award. He's now seen as the best player in the world. Jordan's heir, who's still winning titles. Steve Nash's back-to-back, a historical footnote that never happened. Dirk Nowitzki, amazing season in Dallas is cute, but not enough. The playoffs feel like a formality. They meet Dirk and the Mavs in the Western Conference Finals. This is the team that made the real finals, but Eric Dampier and Diop trying to guard Shaq. Come on, it's a joke. Lakers in 6. In the finals, they face a new challenger. A young LeBron James who has dragged the Cleveland Cavaliers to their first finals ever. It's a cool matchup, the future versus the present. And LeBron is incredible, a one-man army, but his army is Larry Hughes and Gauskas. They are no match for this Lakers squad. The series is a coronation, a clean 4-game sweep, a brutal lesson for the young king. For the Lakers, it's their 3rd in a row. A 2nd 3-peat for Kobe, Shaq, and Phil. 5th title overall. This time, the Finals MVP is different. Shaq was great, but Kobe was in the engine. 34, 6, and 6. Unanimous vote. Kobe Bryant gets his first Finals MVP. The torch has been passed. On the court, during a championship parade, Shaq famously grabs the mic and yells, "Kobe's the best player in the universe." The partnership has evolved. It's Kobe's team now, with Shaq as the giant, ring-collecting foundation. 5 championships, a 2nd 3-peat. The entire NBA map has been redrawn. If you're enjoying this journey into our moronic alternate reality, do me a favor and drop a like on the video. It helps the channel more than you know. Now, let's get back to the tale because the rest of the league is about to get desperate. Going into this season, the whole world is asking one question. Can anyone stop these motherfuckers? They're on a historic run, but the league isn't just sitting around. The San Antonio Spurs, who got robbed of their 2005 and 2007 titles in our world, are more pissed than ever. For the Lakers, we're starting to see some cracks. Shaq, now 34, is slowing down. You can see it. All those years are taking a toll. He misses 20 games. His stats dip. He's still a huge presence, but he's not the guaranteed monster he used to be. This puts even more on Kobe's shoulder, and he just responds like a damn Terminator. He carries them. The Lakers aren't the juggernaut anymore. They're a veteran team, pacing themselves. They win 58 games, which is still great, but for the first time in 3 years, they don't have the best record. Dirk and the Mavs win 67, and Dirk gets the MVP. The world starts to think the Lakers might finally be vulnerable, and they are. The playoffs are a grind. They have to fight for every series, but they make it to the Western Conference Finals for a showdown everyone wants. Lakers versus Spurs. This series is a goddamn chess match between Phil Jackson and Popovich. The Spurs' strategy is simple. Let Duncan go to work on the older Shaq and have Bruce Bowen just annoy the living hell out of Kobe. It's a war. It goes 7 games. Game 7. In San Antonio. The Lakers are in trouble. Shaq is in foul trouble. They're down late. This is it. This is where dynasties die. And then Kobe Bryant just decides, no. He hits a string of just stupidly difficult shots over Bowen, over Duncan, silencing the crowd. He scores 15 of their last 20 points. Lakers survive. They're going back to the finals. Their opponent is LeBron and the Cavs again. LeBron's better this time. He pushes them harder, but the results is the same. The Lakers experience, their championship DNA, is just too much. Kobe is brilliant, but Shaq's veteran smarts are the key. He outwits and outmuscles Ilgauskas and controls the paint. Lakers win in 6. Their 6th championship, 4 in a row. Kobe wins his 2nd straight finals MVP. During the ceremony, he pulls Shaq to the center of the stage, acknowledging he's the aging, creaking, but still vital centerpiece. The dynasty is getting old, but it ain't dead yet. Summer of 2007 changes everything. In our reality, this is when the Boston Celtics built their big 3, getting Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen in this timeline. Their motivation is even bigger. They're not just trying to win a title, they're trying to topple an empire. So yeah, it happens exactly the same way, creating a monster in the East. This is the biggest threat they've faced. The Celtics are a force, playing with a hunger that mirrors the Lakers now. Meanwhile in LA, the cracks are turning into canyons. Shaq, now 35, is in clear decline, averaging like 15 and 8. He's a role player now. Basically, this is the year the Lakers trade for Pau Gasol in our world. That trade never happens here. There's no need. Their front court is set. With an aging Shaq, the whole team is getting old. They grind out 55 wins, but they are clearly the 2nd best team behind the 66-win Celtics. Kevin Garnett wins MVP, deservedly. The Lakers get through the West on Kobe's brilliance and sheer force of will. He has to be a superhero every night. They make it to the finals, setting up the dream matchup, Lakers versus Celtics, the oldest rivalry in basketball, back on the biggest stage. And it's a war. The Celtics defense with KG and Perkins is the first front line that can actually handle Shaq without getting completely demolished. They throw bodies at the Kobe all series. The Celtics are just deeper, more athletic, hungrier. They wear down the 35-year-old Shaq. They make Kobe work for every single point. The Lakers fight, but for the first time in 5 years, they're outmatched. Celtics win the championship in 6 games on the Lakers' home floor. The streak is over. The dynasty has been dethroned. For Kobe, it's devastating. For Shaq, the brutal look in the mirror. The question is no longer if. It will end, but when. That loss to Boston is a wake-up call. The 2008-9 season is a revenge tour. Phil Jackson uses the loss to refocus everyone. Kobe comes into the season looking like a maniac. And Shaq, knowing this is his last shot, gets into the best shape he's been for years. He's not 2001 Shaq, but he's a smart, motivated old Shaq. They play with purpose. LeBron wins MVP in reality, and he does here too. But the Lakers are the better team, winning 62 games and taking the top seed in the West. They cruise through the playoffs and get to the finals, ready for a rematch with Boston, but the Celtics get upset by Dwight Howard's Orlando Magic. So it's Lakers versus Magic, the master versus the apprentice. Dwight is the new dominant big man, but Dwight, for all his muscles, has no answer for Shaq's old man strength and veteran tricks. Shaq basically schools him, puts him in his pocket, and frustrates the hell out of him for 5 games. With Dwight neutralized, Kobe just dismantles the rest of their team. Lakers win in 5. Pure redemption. Their 7th championship together. Kobe wins his 3rd finals MVP, cementing his legacy. The celebration is different. It's emotional. Shaq and Kobe started this whole mess almost 15 years ago. Hug at center court. This one feels like the end of a story. 2009-10 season is the last dance for real. Shaq, now 37, is a shell of himself. He's a locker room guy who plays limited minutes. The team is completely on Kobe's back. They make one last run on fumes and muscle memory. They get to the Western Conference Finals, then to the finals, and they lose to the Celtics. The gas tanks is finally empty. The Celtics are just too much. It's over. At the end of the season, Shaquille O'Neal announces his retirement. He doesn't bounce around to Phoenix, Cleveland, and Boston in this world. He retires as a lifelong Laker, a 7-time champion who fixed this shit with the greatest teammate he has ever had. So what's the final tally? What does our moronic fan fiction accomplish? Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal finished their careers together with 7 NBA championships. 7. That number changes the whole conversation. That's one more than Michael Jordan. For Shaq, his legacy is completely different. 7 rings, 4 finals MVPs. Debate about him being the most dominant ever is over. It's a fact. He's not the guy who couldn't coexist. He's the guy who learned to adapt and keep winning. He's the cornerstone of the greatest duo in history. For Kobe, the change is just as big. 7 rings, 3 finals MVPs. His story is no longer about having to prove he could win without Shaq. The whole Kobe versus LeBron debate gets skewed hard by those 7 rings. He has the ultimate trump card. He achieved everything he wanted, but with more trophies and without the ugly public divorce. And the ripple effects. The Spurs dynasty is smaller. Tim Duncan has fewer rings. The Miami Heat don't win their first title in 2006. Sorry, D. Wade. Steve Nash's back-to-back MVPs wiped from the history books. Dirk's legendary 2006 final run never happened. And the Celtics, they're still champs in 08. They also win in 2010. But that 08 ring is still a title of the one year that they really managed to slay that dragon. Because in 10, Kobe was tired, Shaq was old. The entire 2000s is warped. Every single team strategy would have revolved around one question. How the fuck do we beat Kobe and Shaq? And for almost a decade, nobody had a good answer. This is the story of the greatest what if in the NBA, answered with a mountain of gold. But hey, that's just what my moronic simulation says. What do you think? How many rings would they have really won? Would they have beaten the Celtics in 08? Go yell at me in the comments below. I read all that shit. And if you want to see more NBA alternate histories like this one, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on another video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.